Hello everybody, and welcome to Ancient Architects. Please subscribe now to get the latest ancient history news and independent research from around the world. Now, not everybody knows there is a magnificent lost pyramid city in the heart of Peru, a city that dates back to the same time as the Giza pyramids of Egypt. Yes, the magnificent ancient city of Caral dates back to 2627 BC, and is known as the Mother City of South America by some archaeologists. For over a century, archaeologists were searching for such a mother city, and this large settlement, located 120 miles north of Lima, is one of the most ancient of the Americas, home to the Norte Chico civilization. Apologies if I've said that incorrectly. It was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site back in 2009. The city was occupied between the 26th and 20th centuries BC, and was described by excavators as the oldest urban centre in the Americas. But since its discovery in 1948, other ancient sites such as Bandurria in Peru have challenged this title. Astonishingly, it was found in pristine condition, and nothing had been built over it since the ancient city was deserted. It would have been home to more than 3,000 people, with an elaborate complex of temples and amphitheatre, as well as more regular dwellings covering 370 acres of land. There are plazas and residential buildings, and of course there are pyramids. Caral is the largest recorded site in the Andean region, with dates older than 2000 BC. And experts say it was the model for the urban design adopted by the Andean civilizations that rose and fell for the 4 millennia that followed. At the site, we don't just find the remains of stone structures, but even traces of social history, such as a knotted textile piece known as a quipu, an artifact that was used in record keeping by tying knots into textiles. The Inca also used this in later history. Some think that quipus used a binary system to record phonological or logographic data. The main temple complex at Caral is 490 feet long, 360 feet wide, and 92 feet in height, and is known as Templo Mayor in Spanish. Those that have researched the city believe that this was a gentle society, built on commerce and pleasure, as there is no indication of warfare, no battlements, weapons or mutilated bodies. In one pyramid temple, archaeologists found 32 flutes made of condor and pelican bones, as well as 34 cornets made of deer and llama bones. These instruments date to around 2170 BC. There is evidence that people took drugs and also perhaps aphrodisiacs. One stunning find was the remains of a baby, lovingly wrapped and buried with a precious necklace made of stone beads. The early date of 2627 BC comes from the radiocarbon dating of reed and woven bags that were found in situ. Apparently, these bags are thought to have been used to carry the stones that were used to build the temples. The site could of course be earlier still, and some samples from the oldest part of the excavation are still yet to be dated. Caral is one of 19 sites in the 35 square mile area of the Soup Valley, with a possible total population of 20,000. The other sites are smaller but very similar to Caral, and also include stone circles. Caral was thought to be the main site of interest, like the culture's capital city, a culture that traded with coastal communities as well as regions further inland, maybe as far as the Amazon. Just to the west of Caral, there is even a geoglyph etched onto the desert floor, lines which formed a human face with long streaming hair and a gaping mouth. It is thought to predate the Nazca lines, being made at the same time as the city of Caral. It is often thought that Mesopotamia, Egypt, China and India gave rise to the first civilizations of mankind, but there was clearly another centre of civilization in Peru, and I would guess that the origins of the Norte Chico civilization go much further back in time than 2627 BC. It was a rich culture that undertook complex agricultural processes and built monumental architectural feats like the pyramid city of Caral. In the city, there are 6 large pyramidal structures, architecture that includes stairs, rooms, courtyards, and 3 sunken plazas. There were separate areas for the elite, complexes for craftsmen, dwelling places for workers, and so on. The pyramids are iconic, but this amphitheatre seems to be the heart of the city. As stated earlier in the video, the title of Caral being the oldest civilization in the Americas has been challenged in recent years, and that's because of a number of new sites that have been discovered. One of these sites is Sechin Bajo, located around 210 miles northwest of Lima, and with large structures apparently built around 3500 BC. Here we do find early examples of culture, urban development and monumental architecture, and the settlement covers an area of 91 acres of land. The specific dating is still in question, and also whether we can define it as a civilization. It all depends on your definition, but it looks likely there are important sites in South America, even older than Caral. I will discuss this more in a future video. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Ancient Architects. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, and please leave a comment below. Thank you very much.